Yes, guys, welcome back to the Once You're In podcast. We are bringing you a Rate Your Physiques episode, which we haven't done for quite some time, and we've had a pretty sort of crazy response. We've had a lot.
Yeah, we have to be fair. I will say, Finn, as to start us off, do you own a different hoodie, or is that the piece of clothing that you're
It's
deciding to wear?
my it's my mocha hoodie. I wear it on rest days, and we do the podcast on a Thursday.
Okay, so what, you don't train on Mondays anymore?
I didn't wear this on Monday, I don't think. I might have changed into it.
You wore it.
I don't wear this to train 'cause it's a limited edition mocha, so
Okay.
it's just for rest days. I actually wore it for the Natural Physique podcast as well, guys. First episode out now on Spotify and
I will
YouTube.
say, Finn, when you get a new piece of clothing that you like, you are a bit like you. I've
Hey,
never known anybody to get a new bit of clothing and it's like it's all you wear for like a solid 6 weeks, and then it just gets discarded and you'll never see it again.
I don't have enough time to think about what I'm wearing. I just chuck on some clothes. To be fair, all I wear now is Natural Physique stuff.
Yeah.
I've even
So,
got some joggers, but I'm not a huge fan of them.
oh, really? What's the issue with them? Just don't fit as well.
Yeah, they're sound, but like I need to get if I'm gonna actually get some and sell them and stuff, or like give like for the team, like I'm gonna get them like made better. They're
Yeah.
okay, but I don't love them. I love my hoodies.
Yeah. Fair enough. Right, I remember the one time you came to the gym, I think it was this summer, and you were like, it was like honestly like 28 degrees, and you were in joggers and a jumper, and I was like, Finn, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, why are you wearing that? And he was like, I
Oh,
put it on when I got out of bed, it was cold in the morning. And then you said that like halfway through the session, you were like, probably should have worn shorts.
it is cold in the mornings, mate. When you wake up at the time,
2 a.m. When
it's
you wake
cold.
up when you wake up at 2 a.m., to be fair, going outside and doing grounding outside and a cold plunge and whatever, honestly,
Exactly. It's a hard
probably
life.
what that's probably what Jack's telling you to do. He was like, honestly, bro, you could triple your income if you
That's
stand
what I have to
outside
do.
in
Yeah,
a cold plunge. That's what I've heard. So yeah, fantastic service. That's a joke, Jack. I'm sorry, I'm joking.
I
You
don't think
don't
you'll be watching the
personally, but
podcast, mate.
I don't think he does. Right. Anyway, I've sent them all to Finn. Finn, do you want to screen share? I sent them first, so and I was a little bit more selective. Finn just spammed his in.
So
But then
this is
also,
this is the debate we had, guys, before we
ah,
started, right?
no,
Reese was
okay,
like,
no,
"Have you been
no, no.
selective?" I said no, because that's not what this is about. It's about helping people who want their physique rating. And Reese was like, "No, we should just do the ones that have got actually good context or the ones that have
Yeah,
sent
yeah, mate,
good
I'm sorry.
photos."
There were people that sent me through. A guy just sent me through a side chest. That one pose, awful lighting. No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, but I don't have people like that. I forget that you have these bots that follow you.
Yeah, I just have like I don't even know people from like you. I'm looking at your photos. Your photos are actually checking photos. I had dudes send me like mirror selfies, and it's like I'm sorry, bro. I'm not screenshotting a mirror selfie and putting that on my phone. Like I'm not. That's not happening. However, I will say I actually had a female send through her photos, and I was like, what? A female listens to Once You're In, You're In. And then I had another female, mate, actually, two actually, I need to speak to you about. One of them messaged me about my niece, saying she's one of the only people who's listened to the podcast. And I was like, oh my God, who's a female? And then one messaged the unknown project page that I actually need to speak to you about regarding.
About PTing. She's messaged me a few times about PTing.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
Her name was Sam. Lovely message. I need to send her a message, but I was going to speak to you about it. But yeah, she messaged saying she listened to the last podcast, and I was firstly, females listen to our
we
podcast.
have quite a few females. Where's this come from? We've never spoken about no females listening to the
I
podcast.
don't feel like we have loads though. I feel like we're
I'm not
definitely
saying we
in.
have loads, but it's not as if it's exclusively for males.
No, no, no. I don't think we've ever said welcome to the Once You're In
We're
only
inclusive to
male
all,
podcast.
even theys.
I don't know about that. Are you really exclusive? Do
Yeah,
you
I'll include days.
really? I'm probably anti they.
Should we say at the start? Hi guys, welcome to the Watch Your Room podcast. If you're a they, fuck off. Everyone
Yeah.
else.
Well, all I'd say, mate, is if I'm gonna be honest, if let's say you had a brother, okay, and he decides to become
No, I
a
have a sister. I have two
okay, you
sisters.
know, if your sister. I
Can
actually
we
got a
make it
question
related
for
to
you.
my sisters?
Okay, if your sister became a brother, would you say in introduction, oh, I have two sisters? Is it two or three? Is it three sisters, isn't it?
I have two.
Okay, let's say if one of them became a boy, would you say I have a brother and sister? Would you introduce them as like if someone was you on a date and you go, oh, what's your family like? Oh, do you have a brother or sister? Or do you say I have two sisters and one's a brother? Like, how do you word that? What would you say?
It would depend on what the sister or brother wanted to be known as.
Okay, so let's say your sister was literally like, I am a boy, I am Steve.
If she was like, I really want you to introduce me as your brother, if you ever introduce me to someone, I would. And I'd go, this is my brother. He's fucking mental, mate. He was a girl. No, I just to be fair, like, I'm obviously joking. If in all seriousness they actually
Yeah,
were like, I want to be introduced as your brother, What am I gonna do? Yeah, I don't care. Do what you want.
What about if your dad became, he said he wanted to become your mum? Would you say I've got 2 months? It gets even weirder when you think about that sort of stuff, doesn't it? Like,
It's like
hey, meet
Caitlyn,
my mum and mum.
Caitlyn Jenner, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh God,
Well,
right.
my mum and mum wouldn't be in the same room, mate. So there's no no chance at the minute I'd be bringing them together.
Neither would my mum and dad either. They
Yeah,
can't be in the same
exactly. Well,
room.
I don't know. The urn might be about.
Yeah, maybe mum
Would
could
you
take care of it.
introduce your dad's urn as your dad, or as the urn?
Yeah,
Mate,
definitely.
we could have right. Sorry, anyone. I've just realised, right? We're doing like a rate your physiques podcast. Quite a few people could watch this for the first time. Like, oh, cool, rating
Yeah,
your physiques, and we're just chatting shit about dead dads and days, right? Let's get
yeah.
into it, okay? We've got an incredible 78 kilo physique. Right, Jordan. This
Oh
is
man.
Jordan. The reason
Yeah.
that I joked about that, and I'm not saying that he's not got a good physique, he has, he's very good. The joke is every time that me and Reese have ever spoken to Jordan, he's told us he's 78 kilos. Every
Yeah.
single time. I think he's been 78 kilos for 10 years.
Yeah. And he would like say it as a surprise. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm doing really well. 78 kilos." And we'd be
Yeah,
like,
every time, like, honestly, boys, I'm like, pushed up to 78 kilos. Like, mate, 6 months ago, you were 78 kilos. Like, you're literally always 78 kilos.
and we'd
So,
like eventually after like we've said this before, after a few times, we'd literally like act surprised. We were like, "Wait, you're 78? Nah, no chance, bro. You look easily 85." And he'd be like,
then he
"Nah, man,
start, nah, I think
78."
he started clicking on.
I think after the first or second time, but like he just randomly dropped in, he's 78 kilos, and we like the thing is we didn't even notice it till probably
And
like
we
the
never asked as well. It was like, we'd just
first.
be training, he'd come over to us like, yes, boys, so 78 kilos. And we'd be like, what?
But
But
I would say
he's
Jordan
good.
does look good. Jordan
He
looks
looks
good.
like he's
Jordan,
actually put on some. I can't imagine he's still 78 kilos. Please let us know, mate. But I feel like
no,
he's
no,
probably in the 80s.
he told me at the UKFBA finals, I think it was. He was like 82 or something.
Well,
So
ages ago.
yeah, yeah, I know, but what ages ago, mate? 4 months ago, 3 months ago. It's not that long ago.
Yeah, but he could have dieted since then. He could be 78 kilos.
He probably is 78 kilos. He does a push up, but then he's like, right, I got to get back to 78 kilos, sweet spot. But yeah, looks good. Like Jordan's like got a nice physique for when he actually gets peeled. He looks really, really good. Like men's physique, you can see from the back his waist is small. From the front, it doesn't look as small because obviously he's probably 78 kilos. He's not stage conditioned. So if he was a little bit lighter than 78 kilos, I actually think like the front shot would look really, really good. Not saying it doesn't, it just doesn't look as good probably as the back shot. But Jordan's got good foundation, trains well, nice guy. And he's always been nice to us, other than us taking the piss out of him.
Yeah,
So,
Jordan's class. Like he would
yeah,
laugh
Jordan's
with
a
us.
nice dude.
Like
Yeah,
he's mint. He's a lovely
yeah,
guy. He's really really sound. Um, yeah, really nice shots. Really good. I think this is the best I've ever seen him up. To be
I'd
fair.
say I agree. Yeah, I agree. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like before he started prep last one, look, his first prep, me and you were a bit like, yeah, are you ready? Maybe not. And then he got really lean. He looked really good. I
yeah.
actually think
He
he
was
looks.
good. The show he won, the standard was decent. It wasn't
Yeah,
amazing,
no,
but he won because he was peeled and his posing was really good.
mm,
And his tan was good. His shorts fit nicely. Like it was Landon that was coaching him, wasn't he? He'd done a mint job because he looked mint and his pose and everything was good and his tan and everything. Like he won. I don't think he was the biggest, but he was the
no.
leanest. He probably posed the best. He probably didn't genetically have the best men's physique sort of shape, but because of how he posed and he like, accentuated his strengths, he looked really good. And yeah, he looks like he's having a very good off season. So good to see. Right, on to oh my God, Jesus Christ!
Wow, mate. Well, to be fair,
I'll
you
take
don't.
this one. I'll take it if you want.
You're gonna take it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
This guy's surely on gear. Nobody gets that big.
The
Oh,
gyno, mate, is awful. Like,
I know. Look at those
doing
nipples.
natural physique with that level of areola. What the fuck, bro? Doesn't
Just
make sense.
realised I've only got this on a small part of my laptop, but I've realised that's like full screen for people, for people's TVs.
Someone's walked in. Someone was walked in on someone's like TV, and they've literally turned to porn to try and explain it. They're like, "I can explain it's porn, all right? I promise it's not. I'm not looking at Finn's nipples."
Not the podcast. No, I sent this over to Reese as a bit of a joke, but also to see if his was working because for some reason mine didn't work.
Yeah,
So I put a story up after mine saying, please, can people send it as DM? Because for some reason, like I had loads of, on if you click
yeah.
onto your like reactions or your
I've
likes,
had that before where it's just blank.
mate, it was like they sent a photo, they sent a photo, they sent a photo, and like people sending messages with their photos. Nothing would
Yeah.
come up. So I couldn't access any of them. So if we don't cover yours, that's probably why. But we don't actually have to cover mine. We're not rating me my
Yeah,
physique.
man, we can have a look. We can have a look. Like your leg training's best,
Well,
your calves. Your calves don't look awful there. They look great, but they look awful.
You know, it's only one pose. The rest of the poses are.
Arms look all right. Chest looks all right.
Yeah, my arms and my chest are good. That's all right. I've not got any.
Your
I
side
know
delts don't look bad, mate.
my side delts are fine. They're just a bit small. My rear delts are awful. I think part of it is posing as well because they're not that bad in my rear poses. My side
Mm,
leg is awful. I need a lot more hamstring. I need a lot more quad. Need a lot more calf. Um, and I just need to build muscle everywhere.
fair enough, man. Sound very positive regarding your physique. Sounds like people want to be really having a depressed coach leading the way when it comes to their own
That's
praise.
not how I speak about my client's physique.
Yeah, be like, oh, you look shit. Like this is how Finn is. If Finn's so negative about himself, guys, I don't know.
No, to be
Maybe go
fair,
for
though,
someone who's
like
a good bodybuilder. Josh,
I'm
go for Josh.
definitely I'm definitely not the coach to go, bro, this is amazing and this is amazing and this is like that's just not what I'm
Fucking
like.
sick, bro.
I'll
Look
tell
at
people
this.
honestly what they need to improve. For
Uh,
example, if this guy was my client, I'd be saying, right, mate, we need a lot more muscle. You need more muscle through your quads, through your back, through your arms. He's 187 centimeters, so he's tall, very tall. That's like what, 10 centimeters, 10 centimeters taller than me. So he's probably what, six, is that like
yeah,
6'2", 6'3", something like that. So he's tall. Um,
really short. You look
therefore,
really short.
I'm really short. But yeah, therefore, obviously, a little bit more challenging to fill out your limbs, especially. But like, generally, it'd be good to see his back. I don't think you sent a photo of his back, did you? It'd be good to see his
Yeah.
back.
It looks like if Martin Skirtle decided to put glasses on and go into bodybuilding.
Yeah, the Martin Skirtle of bodybuilding, 20-year-old Martin Skirtle. But yeah, like he's got good foundation. Like he's not massively like imbalanced either. It's not like oh, you just need more like you just need more time to grow, but a good foundation, just maybe a little bit more challenging to fill out your frame, being a bit taller. So like maybe put a bit more emphasis through like your limbs compared to maybe a shorter guy with shorter muscle lengths where you'd maybe put a little bit more focus through other areas.
I agree. Moving on to Jordan, 5'7", 26 years old, classic 93 kilos. I actually messaged him saying, bro, you look sick.
Yeah, good man.
He looks really good. I think if I'm not mistaken, I don't know. I don't know if I follow him. I think I might do. I think his profile picture is him holding a PCA like trophy, and I think it's a third place. So if his best placing is a third place in a PCA show, like quite surprising. Maybe it's because if he's doing classic, I don't think he's like shaped amazingly for classic. Like he's shaped very well, but he just doesn't look like that classic sort of silhouette that PCA love. Like if he comes up against a light-skinned dude with a tiny waist, like I'm sorry, you're probably getting cooked, bro. Even if they've got like 10 kilos less tissue than you. But from a bodybuilding standpoint, looks really, really good. I think obviously he's not stage conditioned here, or I hope he's not. He doesn't look it. He's got a good distance off. But like if he was peeled, I think his waist would look really small. Everything else would look better. Got a great overall sort of balance. I don't really look at anything and think there could be a massive improvement. Like I think outer quad maybe, but then that front lat spread looks relatively good.
I
And
think his back shot. That's
yeah,
like
maybe.
out of those four, that
Yeah.
stands out to me as like maybe it's
That
posing.
almost looks like posing tightness though.
Yeah,
Like it
it
doesn't really
does.
look like he's posing well with his arms. Like I feel like if he was to push his elbows forward, bring his hands back, and
And
actually like
lift his chest
yeah,
a little bit.
lift his chest up a bit, I reckon that probably would look a bit better. Which I think maybe if he's doing this fresh out of bed, he's probably not going to be the most mobile. But like overall kind of foundation, I think looks really good. I'd say literally a little bit more lat work because again that front lat spread, maybe a little bit more out of quad just to accentuate that sort of like X frame. I think you'd be sound mate, but. Yeah, I'm surprised to be fair. If you've only got third place in the PCA show, like if this dude signed up with me, I would be like, sick, cool. This is like in my opinion, if you're inside out, probably a PCA classic winning sort of physique.
Just don't know who's turning up, do you? It could have
No,
been
no, no.
two ridiculous guys. Like you just don't know.
Yeah, no, you never know. But I more mean it in the way of like the standard of him. I imagine he could be winning shows, and he probably should.
Who's good?
Yeah, really good.
We've not done like actual ratings, like
Oh,
8 out of 10.
three
This,
out of ten
this
for
guy's a
him.
12. Uh,
7.8 out of 10 for Jordan.
yeah, 78 kilos out of 10. Um, what should are we do? Should we do it? I think we should.
Yeah, man. Jordan, are we rating them relative to their like what
Yeah,
they're doing?
rating them relative to their like class and things like that. I'd say
Is he an adult? Is he? Is he an open?
no,
Is he
he's
an
a child.
adult? Is he in open
He's
or is
in
he?
open, so I'd rate him as a 7.5.
Yeah, I'd say junior, eight, eight and a
Oh
half.
yeah, he's an eight and
Open.
a half, 9 as a junior.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd agree. Four, five.
Three, 3.5.
Now, what would you actually rate yourself on? I'd say you were seven, seven and a half.
It depends. If I over diet and ruin my physique, then I'm like a 5. If I didn't do that and I brought my best, I'm maybe like a 7.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know
Five,
if this
six.
guy's competing or anything, but
He's not. No,
let's say, go on.
he's not competed yet. He said on a separate message he hadn't competed.
So let's say as a junior, if he was to compete in the next year or so, I'd be putting him at a 4 or 5.
I said five.
And that's not being like, I don't ever want to be like, I'm being a dick to anybody. I'm not. Like, we're literally just being honest
He's
as to,
tall. He's also
yeah.
20. He's
And yeah,
20.
exactly. If he spends the next 2 3 years really sort of packing on a lot of muscle, he can be a pretty good junior.
Yeah, definitely. Eight, seven, eight. Yeah,
Yeah,
I did. Seven's harsh. Eight, I'd say.
I'd say 8, 8.5.
Yeah.
So on to Will.
Yes. So this is my client Will. This was his last prep. Put on a good amount of tissue. I'd like to say the next time I messaged him saying I think you might be a tiny bit better this year to come, and he said hopefully not too much better. Don't want steroid accusations, which so makes sense. Will is a complete natural athlete. No, he's not. He loves a 6 week prep or a 4 week prep or a random diet. I think since we started, he already messaged me once or twice saying, "Hey bro, can we diet for this?" And I'm like, "No mate, you're prepping this year. Shut up, carry on." But yeah, Will's very, very good. Like this is him. I don't know the age, 20, 21. And I imagine he's probably dieted for about fucking 6 weeks. Like he stayed really lean year round. Someone who's Finn, probably similar to Josh, like since we started, anytime we push food or anything like that, like he gets ill really easily. His immune system, I think, just hates being heavy. And I think he just naturally stays quite lean. He's also quite active. Shape wise, I don't think this shot is actually doing him too much like justice in regards to like MP. Like he's definitely, I think, it demonstrates physique a little bit better. Delt's really good. Chest needs to be a bit fuller. Back, I think, definitely could be better, especially when it comes to like him on stage. But overall, I'd say for like a junior, like for our goals this year, if he's fully locked in and on it, which hopefully he is, I am like we're going for PCA finals, and that's the goal of getting a real good placing. And I imagine that probably will be the case if he's 100%. Just a case of him applying himself and being fucking on it. Because I definitely think like we'll be the first one to admit that he's probably been a little bit like up and down in the past, which is normal when you've got like probably no immediate goal. But this year is going to be a big year. So basically, well, if you fucking lock in, you'll do really well. So yeah, that's going to be the
Good
plan.
man.
What do you reckon?
No, he's good. It's hard to say just from one pose, but like
Yeah,
delts are really, really good. But then they almost take away from everywhere else. Like it makes his chest look smaller. It
yeah,
makes and his chest doesn't look bad, but it does. Like his upper chest looks quite weak because his delts are so good. Arms look good, but probably a bit weak because of his delts. But again, it's not a bad thing. Like it's just you've got really good delts. You can't.
yeah.
It's not a bad thing to
I
have really
don't
good
think
strength.
personally when I saw him on stage, I've seen him on stage I think twice, and I remember the first time I saw him in person, I went up and gave him a fist bump, and I was like taken back by his structure. I was like, I remember thinking to myself, fucking hell, because he was like, I was still a junior, and it was funnily enough one of the shows that I think I was. Do you remember when I was like? I would have been fat, but do you remember when I was on holiday and I was going away and I was like, Finn, I'm like 2 weeks out from this show. If I kill myself, I'd probably be like
Yeah.
80 or 90%. And I think it was that show. And then I saw him again when he was against Cam Cleaver. And I remember thinking both times, like, God, he's got really, really good foundation, like a real good foundation, real good shape. There's just a few things that I think could be better. And I think that's probably just a better managed prep and peaking properly. And I think again, like with this year to come, like I think it's going to be exciting. But at the same time, like if he's 100%, I'll be really, really confident with him, Will. For a junior, like you look at the junior winner last year, when it comes to like let's say Remy, I think Will's shaped a bit better than Remy. I don't think he's as bubbly, but I look at the standard and I think Will going for one of those top placings at PCA finals, I think is realistic. So yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Sweet. I sent photos. Go on the next story, mate. I just went on on our highlights. I think they're probably a little bit better. I don't know. The first ones I thought were a little bit
Yeah.
too close. So
So 27, 61 kilos, 5'4", bikini, natty. She
coached
trains
by
out of,
Loz, I saw on a highlights.
oh yeah, trains
Yeah.
out of same gym as Jacob, right?
Yeah, yeah, subs. I don't follow her, so I have never seen her before. Sorry, but I just thought the first photos weren't the best, so I just went onto your page and clicked in screenshots
Yeah.
and highlights. So yeah,
A bit difficult to assess. Like you can see she's got decent side delts, like which for bikini is important. It looks as though she's got pretty good like shape. Like her waist looks pretty small here, but other than that, from the shots you can't really assess too much. Like, obviously glutes are a huge part within bikini,
yeah,
and it's obviously hard to say when you've got joggers on.
yeah.
But from a from these four photos, like for bikini, she looks pretty well suited. Like this is a look that
Always,
they
yeah.
would generally quite like, sort of longer limbs and good cap delts and a small waist, but it's a little bit hard to assess.
Yeah. We'll say as well. I didn't realize she was 27. I thought the photo she looked about like like a junior. She looked pretty young.
Yeah.
So yeah, fair play. You got age genetics on your side. Stay natty.
Is it Charlie Cuthbert?
It is indeed. Yeah.
I mean, he's still not this lean, is he?
No, I fucking
Please
hope
don't.
not.
Please tell me these aren't now.
Yeah, Charlie, please tell me you've put on some body fat. To be fair, if I'm not, I think his last show he actually looked a bit shit. I think he'd like, I don't know if he over dieted or looked a bit flat or
His
whatever. But I
prep was quite
remember
long.
yeah, I remember like his last showing. I was like, oh, he doesn't look as good as one of his previous shows. So so I'm gonna guess like probably at this point, if he had continued dieting, he would be dead. So yeah, Charlie, he's been a listener of the podcast what for feels like years. Like I remember this dude. Funnily enough, so Charlie, I follow you, but I don't really follow people closely. And I swear to you, I remember you looking like pretty mid, if I'm honest, like most natties do in their off season. And then I remember like a 1 day out post, and I commented, I was like, what the fuck, sick bro, like something
Yeah,
because he left.
he's really
I
good.
I didn't see any of his prep really, which I kind of feel bad for, but I just didn't see it. It didn't pop up on my Instagram or anything. And then all of a sudden you post one photo day out, and obviously, like engagement, Instagram pushes it probably to the top of everyone's page who follows you. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
sick, right. Like, you got class. Like I didn't expect it. So yeah, man, like I didn't if you had sent these photos like I don't know, a year or two ago, when I think you first either sent your photos through I first saw your account, I would never have guessed you look like this, mate, because you didn't look that great. You look really good here. So yeah, good to see. Glutes, hamstrings look really nice from the rear. Legs look great. Definitely, obviously, just need more tissue, especially like you look at that most muscular in the bottom right corner. Like the shape's sound, but probably
It's
need a
just
little.
like arms, like
Yeah, yeah, his arms are a
chest
bit
delts,
weak.
arms, like his front lat spread. You can
Yeah,
see
look at the
again.
rear double, bottom left, like that bicep, mate, and triceps, like
Yeah,
it's
I think it's posing as well, but like
yeah.
front lat, rear double, most muscular.
Hmm.
The chest delts, the arms, they just stand out as a bit weaker, don't they? Side shots not so much. Maybe this side chest, but can't really see it. The side tricep looks good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I'd just be putting a bit more focus because like your glutes, mate, are ridiculous. Like every time I see him, I tell him about how good his glutes are, and he's been a junior for like 15 years as well. I think.
I think it's what happens when you have a skin like a skinhead. You get a fucking
Honestly, mate, I
no matter
swear
what.
he'll compete in like 2028, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I'm still a junior.
You're like, what the fuck, bro?
I've
Like,
been a junior for 10
how
years,
old were you when you first competed? It's like, bro, I was 15, but I just had a shit hairline. You're like, oh,
and I
okay,
still did the juniors. I didn't do the teens. I thought I'd just jump into the juniors." Okay.
man. Crazy.
Niall Cregan. Any context, mate?
Next photo, he put up. There you go.
27, 5'9", open slash men's physique. Oh, not sure.
Yeah, don't fancy classic, bro.
Yeah, could be. It could be any.
Yeah.
Should we go with that first? Does he suit men's physique or
I
body?
personally say his abs are like really, really symmetrical. Like abs are very, very symmetrical, but without seeing you in men's physique poses, it's hard. I look at this and just think you're a bodybuilder who needs to bring their legs up. Like that's like I think the fundamental sort of thing. Your legs aren't bad. I just think like your legs from the rear posing could be a lot better. Your leg from the side posing could be Matt, get booked in.
Yeah,
Like,
booked in with Butcher _ natural physique. Don't
yeah,
butcher your posing. That's his tagline.
okay, fair enough.
I made that up.
Okay, fair enough. That's the only thing you've ever done creativity wise, and I bet you're well proud of that.
I'm well creative.
I name Rio Dominator. I do all the stuff.
What?
Once you're in is literally based off what I said. The
Yeah.
gym name. It's like, mate, come on. Like
I don't
you,
think the gym name was you, was it?
it was actually
Oh,
technically.
by the way, we can call it the Shed now.
Yeah, because yeah, we can. It's just TBJP, isn't it? Fuck. Change your
Honestly,
name, change
Jack
business.
JP messaged me, not trained by JP. Jack
Fuck.
Morgan messaged me. He was like, "By the way, you can call it that now." I was like, "Fuck, we could."
Imagine we announce it called the Shed, and then we just randomly get James Hollis. We
We
do
just be actually with him.
Yeah, we do a gasp event and we just say, hey, like that's actually the reason why James is actually signed with us as a
Yeah.
gym, just to announce it live on the podcast. So yeah, anyway, less about that, more about Niall. I think his name's Niall. Yeah, like I said, looks like a guy, yeah, Niall Cregan. Yeah, looks like a dude who potentially just needs to bring up his legs, bring up his posing as well. Don't butcher your posing, butcher _ natural physique coaching. Otherwise, sound looks good, good condition. Like yeah, just looks pretty sound.
it is just posing, like
Yeah, posing in
posing
a bit
and
more.
yeah, a bit more muscle everywhere. I wouldn't even just say his legs. I think everywhere. Like
No,
maybe like prioritize glutes, hamstrings, adductors a bit more, but
yeah,
yeah, just more muscle everywhere and just practice some men's physique poses as well.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Here he is, Josh.
Mm,
Favorite,
17 H's.
our favorite Josh.
Yeah.
Josh with all the H's. Is this a before and after when he last sent it?
No, I think it's a year ago. He mentioned he dropped me a message saying like not made any like not much muscle, just got leaner, and it's like bro, like you
He's made
definitely have
progress.
like I think again people's perception with social media like Josh is a young lad. I don't know how old he is. I think he's like 16, 17. He trains pretty well from what I can see. And I think again, people probably look at like because of social media, everyone has this perception that like if you don't have loads of tissue, you look like shit. And in reality, me and Finn once looked like Josh. Like we were just younger or whatever. Like we've both been in these sort of
Wait, my
stages.
quads still aren't that good.
Yeah, but additionally, think about it. Like we, when we were in Pure Gym, we weren't following like there wasn't people posting their physiques constantly. There might have
No.
been
You also
stories.
like when we were in Pure Gym, we had trained a bit. Like
Yeah, no, but even before then, like we didn't, you weren't posting on social media when you were in the first few years of training. Now people are. They get this perception that like because they're not like, let's say they've got a great amount of tissue. Like Josh messaging me saying like you don't need to show it. Like I'm like, bro, you submitted it. Like you've made progress. Like you've added a decent amount of tissue. You look better. Your legs look better. Your shape looks better. And if anything, like that's going to be like your face. Like your face looks completely
I
different
was
from
gonna
what you look.
say, you just overall look better.
Yeah, you look better, and that's progression. So, like in another year, is Josh in 2 years going to be a lights out bodybuilder? No, he's not. In 3 years, 4 years, he might not be. But in 6, 7, 8 years, Josh will have a decent amount of
It'd be
tissue.
really good, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's one of those sort of things where you're early on in the game, bro. So don't be like putting yourself down. Like, please, like if
Wait
anything,
until
look.
you've had 10 years, then put yourself down.
Yeah, wait till you're 10 years like Finn, or wait till you're like me and you're like 15 years in and you have about 5 years left before you die. And then you have to enjoy it because if not, you've made decisions you're just going to regret for the rest of your life, bro. So it's either way, stay natty and hate how you look, or go enhanced and die soon.
Or go
Whichever
enhance and still look shit. I mean,
exactly. Yeah, I peaked at fucking 22, so it's crazy. So yeah, either way,
um,
mate, look
to be
great.
fair
Like
though, like
relatively.
being more critical. Yeah, you need more muscle everywhere, but
100%.
your chest is a massive weakness.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
your quads actually look, you've got decent shape, you've got decent side delts, chest and arms. Like I'd be putting a lot of focus on those. Yeah, grow everywhere. Maybe put a bit more focus to your chest and arms.
Maybe get outside in the summer as well. Tan's not the
Yeah,
best.
yeah. So looking at this doggo, lovely running style.
Yep.
Definitely going to win Crufts.
Yeah,
That sort of thing.
running gait looks pretty good.
Fantastic gait.
Yeah, fantastic gait. Tail a little bit thin, if we're being honest.
Quite long
However,
that tail as well. I'd like to see a
make
bit more arsehole as well if you could just like tilt to the camera.
I was thinking the tail itself makes an easy access for a gym pin, so the fact it's a little bit thinner. So sometimes a big bushy tail can get in the way, can get
Yeah.
things a bit messy. Nice, thin tail.
Tidy tail.
Yeah, tight tail. Collar as well looks maintainable. Neck circumference girth
Oh,
doesn't look.
there's actually a guy. I'm supposed to
And,
be analysing the guy. I didn't realise.
oh, mate, I didn't. Oh, bro. But
F FJ1 fit. Sorry, bro.
what happens when you don't stand center frame? Sorry, bro. Yeah, I think
Too bad, this guy's good.
the next message,
You
mate,
know what you
is
should have done, mate? Be smart like me, right? And put the other photo, this before.
okay. Fair enough.
That would have been helpful.
Yeah,
Sorry for telling you off. Age 27, weight 101 kilos, classic physique, height 179. I'm about 179, so he's about my height.
yeah.
Really short.
Really sure, really sure.
He's
Looks
good,
great.
man. Really
Yeah,
good.
really good.
Great
Waist looks
shape.
tiny. Yeah, waist tiny,
Classic.
quads great, arms good, like really nice flow. Like I feel like, especially within classic, like this is how to tell if you're a classic bodybuilder. Okay, anyone listening to this, go and hit a front relaxed. If you have to twist, you are not classic. I'm sorry, that's just the case. You can have a pretty small waist, and but still, if it doesn't flow, like you don't really have that sort of like sweep, you're ruined, you're cooked. It's what happens, especially with how your quads insert. This guy looks, if I'm being honest, like to a T what classic would be. Again, obviously, I haven't seen him in more poses. I think he might have sent through a second pose, but this was the better pose, and I think he looked really good. I think maybe if I was to be really critical, maybe a little bit more chest fullness just in comparison, like a little bit more front delt. Side delts look quite okay, but I think a little bit more chest fullness. Lats as well, just to again accentuate that sort of like X frame outer quad, obviously as always, but again, his quads are really good. Calves, especially the left, well, the right
I was
calf,
just about to say there's
yeah,
quite a big
calf,
imbalance.
yeah,
I don't know
right
if it's
calf,
how the
or
pose is being
biting,
hit because his
yeah.
left foot is further back, but his left arm, his left delt, his left pec, his left
Yeah,
forearm, like everything on this side does look a little bit smaller. Probably not his leg. His
yeah.
quad looks the same, but calf,
Calf, yeah. Calf is the
arm,
most noticeable, I'd say, but
side
that might
delt.
just
Well, mate, side delt and arm look,
yeah,
especially side delt, do look a bit smaller, which is
yeah,
normal. Like I've got quite a big imbalance left to right. Loads of
yeah,
people have. But it might just be his posing because his left foot is further back.
yeah. But yeah, I'd say literally just like keep doing what you're doing, bro. Like when you've got this sort of like look, it's like if you're 101 kilos and what, you're 5'10". So what would your classic weight cap be? Probably I'd say 89 to 92. Yeah, about let's just say around 90 kilos. I'd have to double check. Like you're 10 kilos off sound, you've probably got what 14, 15 kilos to probably play with if you were like legit peeled. So you've got what 3 to 4 kilos, like you've got 15 kilos to pull off from here. So I'd say literally if you were to just keep doing what you're doing, keep the waist tight and make sure just to add a little bit of tissue everywhere, you'll be really, really good. So yeah, exciting to be fair. It'd be good to see what he looks like with another like probably off season and prep.
We haven't done the ratings again.
Oh fuck. Will Junior
For
potentially
junior physique, PCA,
nine, I'd say nine
eight and a
to
half, nine. Yeah.
yeah.
Harriet, I mean, it's
It's
hard to
hard to say,
really
man.
say.
Seven, I'd say.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's difficult with six and a half, seven, I'd say. But I
Yeah.
can't, she, if she was to have heels on and be actually hitting poses for bikini, you know what I mean? Like, and you could actually see in a bikini, then she might be eight.
You asking her to be like, just take your trousers off, please.
Get your heels on, get your bikini on. Charlie for a junior, natty bodybuilder. I mean, I'm pretty sure he did win a world championship. So like, I'd say nine,
Yeah,
eight and a half, nine. He's very fucking good.
yeah, I'd agree with that.
Niall, for let's say if he was to do bodybuilding, I'd say like maybe six,
Yeah, I think six,
but it's
seven.
just posing, just like we said. Um, Josh for where he's at, like we said, what did we give the guy
Yeah,
here?
number five. Yeah.
So we'd give Josh what like a three.
Oh, I don't say three, mate. Like he's like 16, 17, isn't
Yeah, but mate, I'm giving him fuel to the fire.
he?
Right,
Okay.
if we're looking at a 17-year-old who's
Hey,
just into
yeah,
training, sound.
that's what I mean. That's what I was thinking
Yeah,
of.
and if we're looking at like,
If
let's
he's
say,
a teen, bro, sorry, Josh, you were like a 2 out of 10, bro. One out
yeah,
of 10.
if he's a teen bodybuilder, if he's looking to compete as a teen in the next 2 years, I'd say yeah, you're a three.
Yeah, 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 I'd say. But I'd say like give it time, bro. Like
Yeah,
like
100%,
give me
100%.
some
I don't know the
nine,
actual name.
27.
Yeah, I'd
Nine.
say eight and a half.
Yeah.
I feel like nine's like
Yeah, nine's like you're almost going into a finals thinking you're gonna win. You know, where I'd say like for him it's like, yeah, you could be probably a little bit better. So yeah, maybe an 8.5, nine. We then have Bert.
Bert Koning.
Yeah, pretty absurd. Very, very good junior bodybuilder. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about Bert. I think he won everything, didn't he? But I think the classes where he was in his open classes, if I'm not mistaken. Even then, I think he did pretty well.
Yeah, he got
You get
beat.
third
He
in
got
juniors.
beat. He came second at the Europeans.
Yeah.
Um, he obviously won the UK FBA, beat Tom, which was a really good result. He obviously won the novice show earlier in. No, he won the Heart of England show, like the qualifier show, if you like. That obviously, I'm pretty sure he won that. Yeah, there was junior short, junior tall. He won the tall. He's really good. He's got a lot of muscle.
Overall in what overall did he win? He won an overall in UK FBA.
I think it was the novice part of that show.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah,
it
it
was.
was novice. I remember there was two sections, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, he won that.
Two-1.
He's really good. He's really really good.
Which I remember when he got called out, I was like, oh, sick, but I actually didn't think he was going to win the overall. I don't know why. I just didn't really check him
Yeah,
out.
to be fair, nobody was really close to him in that
No,
overall. Like
no,
he
but
won
for some
that
reason, I
by.
watched him and I didn't think to myself he was going to win it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think it's because like I didn't really have him as like a wacky like there wasn't anything that was like oh my God, what the fuck, which sometimes draws your
He is
attention.
quite. He is imposing because he's big. He's like six
Yeah.
foot
Oh yeah. No, he's structurally like really, really
tall.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he was in real sharp condition. Like he's just a big dude, and he like I think again it's one of those like you see him in his off season. I don't know, it might have been Adam, might have been himself who like posted a throwback, and it's like when he's in his off season, like the dude doesn't look big for a natty
yeah,
junior.
but
He looks
he
big
didn't
for a boy.
really. He wasn't really training then. You know those photos of him before. Like I think he had a bit of time off. He had like two. I'm sure he said to me he had like 2 years off. I might be quoting him wrong, but he had
Still
some
look
time off.
still look big. Like that's what I mean. Like he didn't look small.
No, there's some photos of him where he does look small.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I just
I
remember
thought
seeing
you were on about those. That's no offense to him. They're ones that he'd literally say it himself. I'm sure it was when he'd not trained for a bit. But yeah, he's really good. Really, really good quads, really good glutes.
where's he from? Like what's his
I don't
nationality?
know. I don't know, mate. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, I should know. Is
Is
it
it
is it
Lithuania?
Holland? No, it might be Holland. I'm
Is it
trying to
like
think.
flag with a yellow? Is it like Romania or something? I'm gonna search
Nah,
up.
I can't remember. I do know that they wanted to give him the flag when he was getting he's getting his award.
Oh yeah, he's Dutch. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Bert Olav Koning.
yeah,
Usually you imagine Dutch with like Van. Bert Van Koning. That's your new name, bro.
yeah. That should be a name. your name
Yeah.
is wrong. Okay, we've
Yeah.
decided that we've heard a few Dutch people are called something Van, so it's
Yeah.
your fault that you're not,
A
mate.
few, mate. Van der Vaart, Virgil van Dijk,
Yeah, there's a lot, mate.
Van der
Van der
Weel,
Sar,
Van der Sar.
Van der
No?
Vaart,
Yeah, I said Van der
Emin
Vaart.
van Veen. He used to play for Scunthorpe.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Bert is, I'd say, probably a 8.5, 9 for a
Yeah.
junior natty. Really fucking good. A little bit weaker from the back, but his glutes are so good that it kind of hides it. Like
Yeah,
his
I
back's
thought
not
that. Yeah.
amazing, but his glutes are really good. We've got some fat bloke now.
Yep. From I think it's Zach Daniels Fitness, isn't it?
No,
From
it's Zach Daniels of Zach Daniels coaching.
oh, is Zach Daniels coaching?
Yeah,
Is it used to
change.
be Zach, is this the guy from Zach Daniels Fitness
I
originally?
think it's the same guy.
I think it might be.
Although he seems to be a lot bigger as well now.
Yeah. Zach, what happened to your waist, bro? You had a good waist 3 years ago, mate. What's happened there? Bro, he's not optimized his digestion. You look fucking massive, bro.
He's
Um,
big, mate. He
yeah,
is big now.
yeah. We trained legs, didn't we? 2023. Like when I was maybe like 12 weeks out. I remember that session quite well. We went to Rushton Gym. Funnily enough, and you know the owner of the gym, I spoke to the owner and I went there when I was like 17, 18. I trained with a guy that my mum used to work with. And I remember like literally going up to, I went up to him, it was at a Storms show at NFM. And I like explained, I was like, I trained there and I was so impressed with your calves. And I was like, he was like an old dude. I was so impressed with your calves. And then he asked me who I was, and I said my name, and he was like, "Oh, I know who you are." And then he like looked down, and he was like, "Your calves are great," and I was like, "Oh, thanks, mate." Like 8 years ago, I was like so impressed by how you looked and stuff. Like it was quite a cool little story because he wouldn't have known who I was. I was just a kid coming in and buying a day pass, but I remember like he was really nice to me like back in the day. So yeah, but yeah, we spoke about Zach actually. He mentioned he was like, "Oh, you know Zach," and I was like, "Oh, Zach Daniels Fitness."
I only know Zach Daniels of Zach
I know Zach Daniels from Zach Daniels
or Zach
Fitness.
Daniels coaching.
Yeah, Daniels coaching.
I
But
don't
no,
know why that's become a joke. Sorry, Zach. We actually don't know. I think we literally once just said it, didn't we? We were like, "Oh, it's Zach Daniels of Zach Daniels Fitness," and then it's just been that ever since. Like we've had to say the whole thing, and it's not even funny, but we just say it every time. Oh,
exactly.
sorry, Zach. Just for people going, "Why are they saying that?" Or for Zach being like, "Why are they saying that?"
Imagine Zach's
That
just like,
that,
what is
that is literally the story. That is it. We just said it once, and now it's stuck. But anyway, Zach competed in what 20? He competed the same show as Noah. Do you remember?
yeah,
Noah.
yeah, we were there.
That
We
was
sat next to his mum.
2022. Yeah, sat next to his
Yeah, we
mum.
were
Yeah,
there. His mum recognised our voice.
yeah.
We
His
were
mum
sat
was
there, yeah.
lovely.
Yeah, she just turns to us and she was the left hand side of me and Finn was on the right hand side. She goes, "Do you two boys like do a podcast?" And we were like, "Yes." She goes, "Oh, I know who you are." And I was like, "Who are you?" And then she was like, "That's my son up there." And I was like, "Oh, he's gonna win." And she
Yeah,
was like,
she was like, really? Yeah.
then I'm like,
Um,
"Yes, he's won."
yeah, he won that by
Yeah.
a decent way. I think he was against Big Sessions. What was his name? Will
Oh
McKeown.
yeah.
Against
No,
him.
Will. What was his name?
Will McKeown or something. I'm sure it was.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry if I've got that wrong. Anyway, Zach's really fucking good. He's
Yeah.
put on a lot of muscle. He's now going into open, so he's not in the juniors anymore, and he's put on a hell of a lot of muscle. His lower body has improved a lot.
Yeah.
Uh, his back's improved quite a lot. I know he's had some scap issues, but I'm sure his back shots are still pretty good. I know he's not added them, but his back shots have come up a lot as well. So yeah, very exciting year for Zach. It'll be good to see him on stage again. He's also going to come and train at Unknown Project. I've been chatting with him a bit today.
Yeah.
So I said he can come and train before we open.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be putting Zach I mean for junior, if he was still a junior, I'd be like fucking hell, like 9.5. Like
Yeah.
he's really fucking good. For open heavyweight, because that's what he'll be. He won't be in middles, he'll be in heavies.
Yeah.
Probably eight, eight
Yeah.
and a half. He'll still be fucking good, mate. Be very good. This is Owen Garrington. Reese was annoyed, mate, that you sent yours in. He was like, I'm not fucking doing Owens again.
Yeah. Owen gets on this every single time.
Yeah, it's because of his look at his delts, mate.
Yeah, look good. Look really
Really
good. This
alien
is
delts.
life. This is life when you only have to fill a 100 pound, 3'7" frame.
Nah, mate, he's 135 pounds.
Oh, so he's 60 kilos. Wow, crazy.
Mate, what do you want him to do? Just grow inches of
I don't
height.
know. I'm just
Why are
imagining
why are
like
you bullying him?
like a plate per side on the barbell on the bench press. I just feel like Owen, I throw you around. So like when Owen's a week
Wouldn't
out,
you say this all the time? It's your insecurities that you have to say this, mate.
it's not. Why is it my own insecurities, mate?
I don't tell him that I'd throw him around all the time.
I find it funny, and that's my relationship with him. I constantly have
Yeah,
to
I
remind
don't
him.
think it's a very nice relationship, is it? Imagine if
But I
somebody
don't.
coming up
He's
to you and
never.
just going,
He's never
mate, you're
seen.
so fat. You're so fat. You're really fat. And you'd be like, what the fuck, bro?
You say it all the time to me, and I joke about it. And I just go, yeah, sound. No, Owen's a nice dude. Needs to sort some stuff out for his own. Come on, get those stud walls sorted, bro.
Hey,
Uh,
what do you mean get the we haven't even got the
I'm
keys yet.
joking. I'm joking.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, we'll
mate.
sort it out.
Yeah. Owen, what's he going to be in? Is he junior? What, no, he's older than
No,
junior.
mate, he's going to be. I've said to him, I think he should just do the short class because the novice class is mixed most of the time, and
Mm.
you end up sometimes like being in a novice
How
class with
old is he?
20 people.
How old is he?
I think he's 25, 24, 25. I can check.
Yeah. Overall speaking, because I've obviously like, I've known of Owen for like pretty much the entirety of him working with Finn. Made really good progress. Has gone from like someone that I think we both would have been like, yeah, maybe give yourself a few years, and he's actually given himself a few years, and he's in a really good spot.
Yeah, he's done really
I
well.
think,
He's a
yeah,
great client as well.
yeah, a great client, trains well, applies himself, pushes himself. Like I
He's
actually like
20,
as well.
sorry,
A lot of his training isn't perfect, but he trains hard, which is sick.
he's
Like,
20, 24.
okay, fair enough.
He'll be
Yeah,
25 in March.
but I think you probably agree. Like I've seen a lot of his sets where like
He does train really well.
yeah, I know he trains really hard, which is good to see. It's like it's nice to see. It's not so like fucking perfect. I've gone in and he's just done a few things before that are like quite funny, and I'm like, yeah, sound like he's
But
pushing himself.
he does
Cool.
exactly like as he's asked as well. So
Yeah,
like if his form is really fucking shit, I'll tell him, and I'm like, that needs to
yeah,
be better. And then next week it's better. Like he listens, and but some he's one of those who just cracks on. He
yeah,
doesn't overcomplicate the process. He doesn't stress about the small stuff. Like he just does as he's asked, and he's made loads of progress. You know what
yeah,
you were saying about like the it was Lewis that put that story on, wasn't it? Where it was like back in the day, you'd give someone a plan and they'd do it and they'd make great progress.
yeah,
But now it's like, can I have this? Can I change that? I mean, obviously, if he's like really struggling with something, he would tell me. But
yeah. Most of the time,
generally,
it's just like yeah,
he's
sound.
just like, yeah, good week, cracking on, doing as I'm told, making progress.
Yeah, exactly. What do you reckon his projected stage weight's going to be? Like, what are you estimating?
I've literally just got his sheets up. Um, so he's 135 at the minute, and this is him like filled back up coming out the back. He's to be fair, he's been ill this week, but this is him filling back up coming off the back of the pre-prep, where he was low 160s, came down to like low 130s, and now filling back up.
When you
Um,
say going back up based off the weight, are we talking like 50 carb extra? Like is
yeah,
that back
yeah,
up?
he was on zero carb. He's on 50 carb. No, he's actually on a decent amount of food, mate. What's his training day food? 500 carb at the minute.
Fucking hell, smells like spilling him. Weight that's actually taking up like 8% of his body weight as well. Just to
I reckon he'll be probably around. So if this is 135, I mean 110, 115.
hmm.
Like he'll
Yeah.
be light, of course he will. He's short, and he won't mind me saying that. He's I don't know
What's the
exactly.
difference? Finn, why you got to mention he's short? Is that through your own insecurity?
He's
He's light, he's short.
he's 5'2", right? So obviously he's not going to be fucking 200 pounds on stage. No
Never
one
know.
gives a
Grow into
fuck.
the show.
Body weight is irrelevant. Yeah, body weight is irrelevant. Like,
Yeah.
and I firmly believe that the judges don't ask you what your stage weight is. Like,
But
you
they
need
kind
to,
of do when it comes to the class.
yeah, but they don't ask you.
Yeah, when you're on this
Oh,
essentially.
you're in the lightweight, but how lightweight are you? Or you're in the short class, but how short are you? Like they don't give a fuck. You fit into a certain category, that's it, and it doesn't
What
matter.
is the lightweight? So what less than 150, isn't it?
It'll depend. Generally, it'll depend on the day. And there might be like a super lightweight. It depends if like there's fucking let's say 100 people, they might separate into more classes. It generally would depend. But for a novice slash first timer, lightweight or super lightweight bodybuilder, I'd be putting him at a 7 to 8, 7.5.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say
Which is
seven.
really good to say a year or two ago.
Oh yeah, you would we would have had
You'd
him
have
as like
thought,
a
yeah,
4 or 5. That yeah, he's made really good progress. Question I wanted to ask, man. I have no idea. When do you weigh yourself? You know, UKFBA. Do you enter when you enter a show? Do you put your weight? Do they ever check it?
no,
Like
because it's been
yeah.
height, hasn't it, for the past few years?
Okay. Well, and then
So
okay. Fine.
they're changing back to weight. So
Do
you
they
should
do they
weigh
measure
in.
you? Like
You should
I've
weigh
never
in when you
seen.
register.
I've never
They do
seen
if you're on the cusp. They'll measure you if it's like if you're not obviously short or tall. They'll measure you to check.
like Storm this year. Every time I was saying I was like, do tall, bro. He was not tall in any of his shows, but he was always the smallest on stage, and he actually did all right until it was like novice. And I was like, right, you can't do this unfortunately anymore, bro. But like in all the previous shows, he was like, what class? I'm like tall, and he's like, bro, I'm
What? And
not.
he just enters it, and they haven't checked.
He's on that passable, like he's like your height, so it's like you realistically are
Yeah.
medium. But like if he was to stand straight with his like head up and push his hair up, he could get into
If it's
tall.
just short or tall, you aim for short. You
Yeah,
aim for tall if you are at the lower end.
yeah, exactly.
Um, right, this is Pedro. Hey, bro, finishing up a mini cut right now. 21 years old, 178 centimeters, 83 kilos at the end of this diet, down from 94. Been training 4 years, look to compete close to when I stopped being a junior, so still have a few more pushes to do. Really enjoy the pod. Thank you, mate. So this is Pedro gone.
Alves or whatever, isn't that
I don't
Portuguese midfielder who plays
know.
for Sporting Lisbon?
Yeah, I think he's playing for Sporting at the minute, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, so based on these shots, to be fair, well muscled, pretty well balanced. Posing could definitely be better. Again, natural underscore butcher underscore natural physique. To be fair, he's got a really good physique.
yeah,
Like it looks a lot better zoomed in than he did back here. Like
yeah.
back here, he's like, oh yeah, and then you zoom in, it's like, oh shit, he's actually very good. Um, Looked very well muscled for 21. Especially through like
Looks about 35.
I was gonna say, mate, like his chest delts and his chest and delts look really good. Like
Yeah,
here,
yeah, yeah.
arms look a bit weak. Arms here look quite weak. Yeah, to be fair, his delts are overpowering. Um,
Yeah, look at that side chest. Look at the
Mate,
dome. Fuck.
delts are crazy. The
Yeah,
lat spread's really nice. The side
yeah,
leg is relatively weak. Calves are good. So hamstrings, glutes, arms, that's what I'd be looking at. And back. Yeah, back shots are quite weak.
yeah.
By the way, guys, we are doing this in live time. We're not like this is why we're going like assessing them as we go. Like
What do you mean? Like,
well, it's like I'm going through and going, oh shit, yeah, oh shit, this, like because we haven't actually looked at this guy before. You know what I mean? It's like
unless if you're a client, we don't like to look through beforehand so we can have like a mental preparation. It's more so just like natural assumption of like our eye and what we're looking for, all that sort of stuff.
he's really good though. Well muscled for 21, could be a really good junior at 23. But yeah, definitely more through the back, more through the arms. If you get everywhere to match up to your delts, mate, you're winning everything.
Okay. Yeah, if everything matches your delts, you're a
Yeah,
pro natural bodybuilder in your first competitive season. Congrats.
yeah. I'd be saying for now, probably a 6.5, 7 as a
Yeah,
junior. But in a couple of years, probably like an 8, 9.
yeah, I agree.
Matt Kovacs wants me to use his check-in photos. I'll get them up in a minute. We'll go through this next one. GN Trains. He's coached by Tim.
Yeah,
Has sent us them before. Uh, Definitely a fantastic listener of the podcast.
yeah.
Go on, mate. I'm
Okay.
going to get these up.
Okay. Do you want to click on his photos so we can actually see?
No, not really.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, sick. Yeah, really, really good to be fair. I saw a he posed next to what's his name? Josh Connolly.
Yeah,
And it was actually like quite scary how like
he's
Josh is
really
obviously very, very good um like technically like pro or PCA pro, but like a pro classic bodybuilder and probably soon to be IFBB pro. I'm being honest, like it wouldn't surprise me if next time Josh competes, he'll be at that level. And for a natty, GN trains Gabriel. It's Gabriel Nigo, isn't it, or something?
yeah.
Um,
No, you
yeah,
can't say that. You can't say
yeah.
that.
Fuck, cancel, bro. Fuck. Sorry, guys. Sorry to anyone who offends that. Yeah, Gabriel N.
No,
GN train.
it is Niger. I don't know how to say it, but that was just a joke.
Yeah, no, it is a joke. Anyone, if anyone gets offended by that, fucking click off. Fuck off. Like this is too much of a sensitive world. But yeah, arm shape ridiculous. Delts are really good. Definitely could do with a bit more lower body. I think he'd know that. Like, and the thing is, his legs aren't bad. It's just you look at like that front double, like biceps and like how everything flows really, really nice. And then his legs, she just there's a little bit more to be desired there. But then in like a front lat, it doesn't look as bad, should we say? It's not really bad. And then from the side, his legs are really good. Like his legs almost hold a bit of a candle to his arms. It's just again that sort of flow. But if anything, the one thing I would say, especially within like natural realms classic, they're probably not going to be like you don't need stupidly developed legs, like especially within classic.
He suits classic really well.
He
Like,
suits
yeah,
classic perfectly for the natural feds. If he was to go NPC route, like let's say if he was to be like jumping on PDs or whatever, going down the natural route of NPC, probably would be a case where he just needs to spam his legs to make them better in that front shot because in when he's peeled, a front relax would look weak through the
it's the
leg.
front and the rear. Like the front and the rear shots, the lower body does stand out a bit, but
Yeah.
like his
We
arm,
said we said like a year or so ago, shape and genetics on this guy is mad. Like,
he is really, really good.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And he just seems to be getting better and better. So yeah, I'll be excited to see you compete, mate. I'm hoping I'll be there, which I imagine I will be. And yeah, see what you do, which I imagine will be.
Would you what would you rate him as a let's say junior classic guy?
It's a tricky one because I think like potential is probably like a 10, but I think like if you're speaking current, I think there are a few flaws if I'm being honest, which if there's someone who is just doesn't have those flaws, will beat him. But like his strengths are really, really, really good. So it's like it's one of those sort of things where it's like it's hard. I'd probably say like
Nine. Like,
yeah, I'd say an 8 or a 9, but no, because I think a 9 is like based off. There are a few things like we look at the other people who've had nines, probably aren't as many flaws. But as I say flaws, he looks great. I think if he was to be a year down the line or just go through a prep, see how he does, I think he could be really ridiculous if I'm being honest. So yeah, I'd say potential wise, 10. Other maybe a little bit less, like current, like 8.5 ish. I'd probably say.
cool.
Yeah,
So I was just getting these up. So this is the Cov, Matt Kovacs. So he is. This is what he's actually messaged me. 20 weeks out, 125 kilo, vegan, 7 years old.
that's
Now he is actually 20 weeks out.
yeah. That perform way doesn't look too vegan behind that. Doesn't like the vegan perform way.
No, it might be actually.
Be so funny if it is.
It might be. Uh,
Someone find it, whichever way that is, let us know.
yeah. So Matt's doing the teens at the WMBF not the supernatural, sorry, the first timers slash novice. So he is 20 weeks out. He's a good few weeks into prep now, or prep week two. To be fair, decent start point anyway. Like he did a pre-prep, so like the first block of prep, and then didn't really. He put on a little bit more than we'd have liked, but that was over like Christmas, and he had a nice Christmas. He didn't go crazy, but put on a little bit more. But also, they did move the show 5 weeks sooner, which has been a little bit annoying because like for all of my guys doing that WMBF show, it's been like, oh shit, like because we were gonna start like just after Christmas, and now it's like, right, shit, we have to go cracking. Like 5 weeks are just gone because it was supposed to be the July 13th, and then it changed to June the 7th. So yeah, a little bit sooner. But all is good. Things are moving pretty well. He pulled off like 2.5 kilos last week. Training's going pretty well. Just started pulling down some volume on his leg days, just with some feedback. But these shots definitely, it's one of those like they don't do
I
him just.
don't think they're doing justice at all.
No,
I
they
just think
don't. He's more is he's one of those, and most people are, where he looks a lot better, obviously, when he's got a bit of a pump and he's a bit fuller. Like first thing in the morning, like he just doesn't look great. His arms look worse. Your weaker body parts always look weaker first thing in the morning. So his arms are, we've literally got an arm and delt day that will keep him for probably a little bit long, but not forever throughout the prep. Um, but like that shot when he's not fresh out of bed is really fucking good. Likewise, that shot, like it just coming like first thing in the morning when you're flatter, not hydrated yet or fed yet. Some people, especially when you're peeled, you can sometimes look better. But for most people, most of the time, you look better when you've had a bit of water, you've had a bit of a for your first meal in or so on. But either way, like he's going to be a good team for sure. Like he's quite tall as well. Like he's 84.6 kilos here. You know, he's not like 70 kilos. Like he's not 78 kilos.
ridiculous.
No, he's like, I think he's 6 foot. He's quite imposing when he poses. He's a big guy. Like for a teen, he's a big guy. And he'll be good. He will be good, and his work ethic's spot on. He's a good client. Yeah, he'll be good.
Be hilarious if he was a shit client and you were like, yeah, he's pretty shit. He's not the doesn't really listen. Yeah, let's hope. Let's see how he does. Be so funny.
Like
um,
his back looks a lot better than that. In obviously again post workout.
yeah, Matt, you're back like that. Like that looks shit for what I've seen from you before. I'm sorry. Like some of these photos I'd look at and I'd be like telling if I was you, I'd be saying to Finn, I'm sorry, man. I swear I look better than this. Like this
Yeah, but
doesn't.
I know that he looks like
Yeah.
again when he sends me post workout shots, and I'm like, yeah, like I know that he's one of those, especially like some people it's like a big difference, and he's one. Some people it's like, oh yeah, you look a bit better, but like for some it's a massive difference morning versus like even just 2 meals in. But yeah, he's good. For a teen, I think for next year, well, for this year, sorry, for shows this year, based on the teen level that we've seen recently, he's not one of those top tiers, but he's just the level just below that, in my
I
opinion.
say like he's in the bracket that a lot of people like don't like to be in, but it's the truth with most people where they're better than average genetics, but they're not elite. So it's just like you can see like that side chest, like he's okay, he's good genetically, but he's not like, oh my God, what the fuck? And unfortunately, for some reason, the teen class the last like 2, 3 years has literally just been like every year there's like two or three that are just
Yeah.
like,
He is
Jesus.
really good though. Like
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not. No, no, no. But like he's not genetically elite. Like
no,
that's
he's
the
not like a Jacob or a Josh or a
no.
Will Holmes or a Will Power.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you just get, and there'll be that Tiff FA dude,
yeah,
like another, like you just see them like Josh Bogdani, like they just pop up, and you're just like, what the fuck, man? But Matt will look great. Like he's a great bodybuilder. He's been very consistent throughout the entirety that I've known of him. And if anything, like long may it continue. Like this prep for him is not going to be the end of his bodybuilding. Like
You know, it's
will he
just
win some
getting.
shows? I hope he does. Like I'll be there. I don't think I've got any clients in that show. I'll be there supporting him. I hope he wins. But if he doesn't, it's not like his career ends. It's like he'll still get better. And the rate of progression we're seeing is great. So yeah, I think he'll be.
But we
I'd say.
we do want the three-peat. Well, I've told him we want the three-peat because I've had the teen winner at the last two of those shows.
Sorry, mate. Will Holmes has just entered into that championship. I hope you're good. All right.
That's
Sam.
what when we were like planning shows, I literally wrote in match sheets because obviously Owen had won it last year and Josh won it the year before, so I was like, let's go for the three-peat, mate, which would be really cool. But obviously, Matt, there is no pressure on that. Okay, I say that too, and then like, every time after, I'm like, I'm joking, mate. There's no pressure. But if you don't win, then I'll be fuming. But I'm joking, or am I? Right, last one.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, look at
I
that,
should go through Josh's. Go through
Brandon.
Josh's. Yeah, go through
Brandon's
Josh.
fuming because last one, just
No,
leave.
no, mate. Let's go through Brandon. Come on,
Last two, and
okay.
then yeah, right. So anybody who's after Brandon, apologies. We'll get back to them on the next one. We'll do another one soon because
Have
we've
we
got.
missed anyone good?
Wait, well, we'll do them next time because we've got loads more, and I've
No,
got
I'm just
quite a
seeing
few
if
more that have come
we
through.
missed anyone who's good.
Quite a lot of people. There was a guy who literally was like, "Please, can I be on this one?" I was like, "Yes,
Sorry, bro.
but you're not going to be on it now, mate. You'll be on the next one. You'll be on one of them, I promise." So anyway, Josh Dandy, 23, 185 centimeters, 187.6 pounds, 9 weeks into pre-prep, competing back end of the year. So 9 weeks into pre-prep, I imagine that means he's got another what, 3 to 5? Yeah, few more weeks of pre-prep, get a little bit leaner. I think did he say what did he say he was 187 pounds? Yeah, maybe get like a little bit closer to those low 180s. But this is good. Like decent junior, decent amount of muscle. It'll be good to see him a bit leaner. Holds quite a lot of body fat through the lower body. It'd be good to see him another 10, 15 pounds down from this because I imagine like that'll his physique will pop quite a bit more. Looks as though again like lower body does need prioritizing a little bit, especially from the side, like the side leg. Again, that could be posing like here your quarter turn. You could definitely make this leg look a bit thicker. Here the side tricep you could definitely sit into it a little bit more. Same with the side chest, not a lot more, but just a little bit more to make the hamstring sort of a bit thicker. Um, but yeah, otherwise like good amount of muscle. Delta and arm look pretty good from the side. Quads look pretty good from the front. That front lat spread's nice. Just could do with a little bit more lat, like or at least maybe even just better posing. Hips back a touch more. Maybe don't pull your trunks quite as high because it's sort of making your waist actually look a little bit thicker. Hips back a tiny bit. Feet could be a touch wider. Little things like that. But it's a good physique. It's a good physique for competing as a junior for the first time end of this year. I'd say you'd probably be a 7.
Yeah, I'd say seven, 7.5. I think like it's one of those dudes. He looks like he's got a good amount of like density. So when he actually
Hard to
gets
tell unless he's actually lean.
yeah, no, but I think like looking at like front lat and like the quarter turns, like his legs don't look like small when it comes to girth.
No.
Um, so you're very girthy, mate. So it'll be good to see what you look like when you lean. If you retain the girth, it's going to
Be
be
good to see how you look like if you just took off the trunks.
yeah. I think that's probably the best way to determine girth. To be fair, yeah, I'd say that would be. Finn, you know what you need to do? You need to download Reddit and go on the More Plates, More Dates Reddit, and everyone signs off their Reddit posts with length and girth. It's L number and then G number. So like you'll just get a random guy ask questions about like PDs or like something about a girl that he's like sleeping with, and it'll be like length 7, girth 4. Everyone just signs off, and it's a staple. So yeah, I recently have got myself a Sinai got like a measurer, that has like a cusp, so you can like draw it, so you can like measure like objects easier. So I need to get my girth soon, guys. So I'll keep you
Get it
guys
measured.
updated.
Get it measured, mate. This is
But
Brandon. Brandon Fitness. Falling out with him because he doesn't like dates. Uh, Rate my physique. All right, mate. 19, 5'6", 70 kilos, and he's doing the teens this year. And he is part of Natural Physique Coaching. He's going to be at the meetup on Saturday. So I might actually, yeah, I'll see him on Saturday. I was going to say I might see him tomorrow, but I don't think we're going to train at Derby. Um, he's really good, really good.
mm,
Made a lot of progress since working with Josh. He reminds me a little bit of Josh in terms of like how he's put together and the shots and how he hits the poses. Like that rear lat spread reminds me a bit of Josh's. If anything, he maybe looks a bit more muscled through some areas like than when Josh was like showing really good signs at first. But like his back's really nice, really well shaped. He looks like he's pretty well balanced. Maybe a little bit too much space here. I'd like to see less space between his sort of arms and his torso. So that comes down to just filling that out with lats a little bit and arms a little bit more. Also, how you pose. I'd probably like clasp a little bit, just try and hide that. But quads are really nice. Delts are good. Chest looks good. Side tricep
Lovely.
for a teen, really fucking good. Very well muscled. Like he trains really well, trains really hard. He's pretty strong. Again, yeah, arms definitely an area. Arms, delts as a whole, rear delts a bit there, but like glutes, hamstrings, side leg for a teen, that's good.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Front lat, like for 19 years old, like he's got quite a good amount of muscle. Again, delts and arms, I'd be looking at there. Front double again exposes the arms a little bit more. They're not like massively weak, but they are lagging a little bit. We've got another of Josh's clients, Cyrus. I'm sorry, mate. You'll have to wait. We'll do next time. But yeah, your thoughts on Brandon, mate?
No, mate, I think you summed it up really well, to be fair. It was great, great physique. Side leg looks fucking nutty as anything, if I'm being honest. It's like a very exceptional body part, which would be cool. Otherwise, I think he just literally needs, as most teams, but more tissue everywhere. But within the goals that he has this year, I imagine that he'll be right on track to get them, which will be good. So yeah, literally, like it's one of those sort of guys. Like if you were to say he goes and wins a few shows, I'd be like, yeah, definitely could. Like again, probably someone who's not genetically elite, but he's genetically very good. Like he's not bad at all genetically. And if he's peeled, which he will be, but he's in a great spot now. And like by the looks of the progression he's made, I saw a reel that he posted where it was like before his pre-prep diet to where he is now. He's probably someone who, again, like almost transforms as they get more locked in, apply themselves, all that sort of stuff. And if he's similar to Josh, then that's pretty much what happened with Josh. Like Josh started his prep and he looked good, and then he ended prep and looked ridiculous. And Brandon, by the looks of things, seems to be in a similar sort of spot. So yeah, I think it'll be a good year for Brandon. Again, we don't know who turns up, but I imagine that he'll be doing pretty well in the teens. So for his rating, I'd say 8.5, 9.
I'd say. I mean, there's some freaky teams.
Yeah, nine's a bit high, maybe 8.5.
I'd say like 8. Right, he's good.
Yeah.
He's really good, but he's also what did he say his height and weight was? He's only 70 kilos. Like he's 5. He's not like a big imposing teen that
No,
some.
but I also
Yeah.
think like he's quite. I don't really think you got to remember it's especially
Yeah,
in
you don't
teams.
need that. Like
No, it's
Josh
just
won
complete. Like
overalls. Like
who's complete and who. I don't, like. Let's be honest. Brandon's not going to win any overalls. Like he's not that
you
good.
don't
Like,
you don't know.
no, he's not. Let's be honest, he's not. But he could, when it comes to a team class, he would be up there just based on the fact I don't really think his weaknesses will be exposed by others. Because, like, let's say his arms need to be better in a side chest. You look at his side legs, ridiculous. There's not really any poses there where I've looked at and thought, like, oh, that looks really poor. I think if he sorts out his posing on his most muscular, I think all his poses look relatively good. And as long as he's in condition, he'll be really, really good. So, like I said, is he going to win any overalls? No, you're not going to really be any close. I'm sorry. But, like, could you win team classes? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And if you do maybe like an NPA show, you could win an overall.
Oh, I've just exposed myself. Brandon, you've got an amazing reel to post when you go and win an
I was going to
overall.
say that. Like you could literally just clip that up
Yeah.
and use that
No,
and use
no,
it
no,
to
Brandon,
motivate.
just go to Ireland. No one knows how to diet there. So just go to
No,
Ireland.
no, no, that's NBFI. And mate, that was a decent show, you know. It wasn't, you think that that show was a shit standard. Like, honestly, the classes were big and pretty good.
Okay.
Mate, I honestly, like, it wasn't as if they all, like, for example, the MPA show I'm talking about is the one that Owen Tennant won.
Yeah,
He
yeah, I
got a
know.
pro card as a teen. That
Yeah,
show was bad. Yeah.
yeah,
Owen was great, but the show was bad. Yeah.
yeah.
But the NBFI show was actually pretty fucking good. Like, Jerome's class was big, Donald's class was big. Matt beat everyone because he looked really good. Finn's teen class wasn't great, but the teens in Ireland, I think there was one or two that were decent. One of them I actually
That's
coached.
it. Team class. Yeah, team class. No one knows how to diet.
Oh, right. Yeah, you could have. Yeah, you could have won that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've ran over. We've run over. I said that we had an hour, and it's
Yeah, Finn, what's up? Is your salmon ruined now?
it'll be ruined anyway, mate. I put it on before we started. It's cremated, like your dad.
Oh, fuck you know, that was good. Oh, mate, fair play. I'll give you that. It's a shame on Riverside. That would have been a great reel to have made out of.
That was so bad. I'm sorry.
Hey, that came way quick. Like that would not have worked a year ago. Your
But that
preparation.
wouldn't have worked 3 months ago.
Yeah, fair enough,
I'm
man.
back.
But I want everyone to know. I want to put the word out there publicly. I am
Maybe
back.
I'm back.
Right,
No, sorry,
cool.
that was a horrible joke.
Hey, that was no, that was hilarious, bro. More of it.
No,
More of
we can still make reels from Zoom. We just need to find somebody that will do it or like sort it on AI or something. If anybody knows or if anybody wants a job,
it. Yeah.
if anybody wants to make reels from the podcast for us, please get in touch.
You can get a free membership at Unknown Project. That's your payment.
Yeah. No, please get in touch in all seriousness. Or if somebody just knows like the best way of doing it or the quickest way of doing it,
Yeah.
please let.
Sound. Right, cool. Anything you want to leave us on, mate? I will not be doing the podcast next week 'cause I'm in Madrid. So if you want to do it on Sunday, I could do it on Sunday.
We could maybe do the rest of those because
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we can do that. Sound. Right, that's that. Hope everyone's enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Sound. See you later. Bye bye.